Herbicides have what we call a site of action in the plant. Usually it's an enzyme. When you spray it on the plant, the herbicide is taken up by the plant, the herbicide moves in the plant, and then it binds to that enzyme, its site of action, and prevents that enzyme from doing its job, and that's how the herbicide kills the plant. So when we have target site resistance, that resistance is due to some change in that site of action, such that the herbicide can no longer inhibit that site of action. Non-site of action resistance, it's a catch-all term for any other way by which the plant has evolved resistance to that herbicide. And one of the more common types of non-target site resistance would be metabolism, where the plant evolves the ability to more rapidly metabolize or detoxify that herbicide. So some enzyme typically will recognize that herbicide and detoxify it, degrade it, such that it's no longer toxic to the plant. And the challenge with that type of resistance is that it's not specific to the site of action. It's specific to the chemical structure. Enlist crops are tolerant of 2,4-D because they were engineered with an enzyme that's able to recognize, break down that 2,4-D molecule. That same enzyme is also able to recognize FOP herbicides, but there's some similarities in the chemical structure between 2,4-D and those FOP herbicides, such that the same enzyme is able to break down, detoxify both 2,4-D and those FOP herbicides. We recommend farmers are mixing and rotating herbicides with different sites of action because we still have to worry about target site resistance. That's not going to go away. Having said that, mixing and matching herbicides with different sites of action is not going to be very useful in managing the non-target site resistance. So we have to expose fewer weeds to herbicide selection pressure. It's going to slow down resistance evolution. And so one way to do that is to kill weeds with ways other than herbicides, using tillage. Using a cover crop can suppress weed germination, emergence. A cover crop by itself is probably not going to give you complete weed control, but it can reduce the number of weeds that you're going to have to kill with the herbicide. Another strategy that you can use, crop rotation. If you can rotate crops with different life cycles, that prevents a particular weed species to build up its population and build up its soil seed bank. Try not to let weeds go to seed. When you're thinking about your herbicide program, think about a program that's not just going to reduce yield loss due to weed competition, but also a program that's going to allow you to harvest that field in the fall and not see any weeds in that field. That might be a challenging goal, but that should be your goal.